What's going on? So if you're curious as to how United States involvement in Latin America began, lock in with me in this video for a minute. I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know. So in order to start this story, we have to go all the way back to 1823, and the name you need to know is James Monroe, all right? So James Monroe is going to issue something called the Monroe Doctrine, which is a warning to European nations to stay out of the Western Hemisphere. So right around this time, a lot of notable Latin American countries have successfully declared their independence against their colonial power, their colonial oppressor, mostly Spain, all right? Two of the most notable countries in that time period of 1823 that just got their independence are Mexico and Brazil, right? So it's on the United States' radar that you've got these newly independent sovereign nations, and we want to protect this hemisphere from getting recolonized from Europe. So we issue this warning known as the Monroe Doctrine that says, hey, Europe, stay out of the Western Hemisphere, and in return, we will stay out of your hemisphere, right? So this is kind of building upon Washington's farewell address, right? We're still staying neutral when it comes to European politics, but we're coming a little bit more involved in the kind of global political game by declaring the Western Hemisphere as our sphere of influence that we're willing to protect from European aggression or recolonization, right? Now, fast forward to the turn of the century, right around 1900. In 1902, Venezuela is going to default on some of its European loans. And the American situation becomes very afraid that these European nations are going to come back into the Western Hemisphere to start to collect that debt. And in steps Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt is going to issue the Roosevelt Corollary, which is his correlation, his update on the Monroe Doctrine, right? He is going to say that this is an exact quote: if there is chronic wrongdoing in Latin America, and this could be interpreted in multiple ways, that wrongdoing can come from the European power, but it can also come from the Latin American power itself. If those Latin American countries are infringing on U.S. interests in the region, the United States can act as an international police power. That's the Roosevelt Corollary. And to go with that, that's that saying, if you think about Theodore Roosevelt, speak softly and carry a big stick, right? The big stick is going to be the United States Navy, and they're going to use their naval forces to police Latin America and the Caribbean and make sure U.S. interest stays there. It's not until Franklin Roosevelt's good neighbor policy that the Roosevelt Corollary and American intervention in Latin America stays around, right? So hope that video helped give you a little background. Be good.